Being in Greek life, I was expecting to see some pretty unacceptable things at frat parties. I never would have guessed that I would see something out of a bad Degrassi episode at a crowded bar. My friend and I were standing and just talking when we noticed that a guy was starting to get way too handsy with a girl. From just looking at them, it seemed like they were both equally as drunk, neither worse than the other. But for some reason, this guy thought it was okay to start physically making the girl face him. She was struggling to keep her head faced the other way, but he was grabbing at her and turning her head for her. He was trying to kiss her, and we continued to watch in shock as she continuously refused. He kept getting more and more aggressive, and it started my friend and me because he was acting like the girl was his property and like he could do whatever he wanted with or to her. The same guy had approached us earlier and started harassing us and straight up being a world-class jerk to us. So we had an idea of what the girl was dealing with. So we started getting really worried and scared. We were planning on going over there to ask if the girl wanted to go to the bathroom or like something like that, just to give her a subtle, easy way out if she wanted it. But as we were like talking about what to say, we were then still at the bar. Someone else went over, another guy went over and interfered. This is an example of social inequality because even though the two people made the same decision to get dressed up, go to a bar, have fun, drink alcohol, and talk to someone new, it was the woman who had to worry for her safety. It's similar to how guys are able to go for runs at night, but if a girl does that, like, everyone questions whether she's a complete idiot or not. Having a fun night and staying safe is easier for guys because they were born with the privilege of a natural protection, their gender. Women have less opportunities to enjoy a carefree, safe night than men because we constantly have to worry about whether or not someone is going to try to take advantage of us or harm us in any way. Because of chance, women have the more stressful nights out. Even though my friend and I were planning on helping the girl out, I was relieved when someone else did it for us. I was scared that the guy would recognize my friend and me and get angry and become even more aggressive. Fear is why I wouldn't have said anything. I was worried that we would be penalized for deviating from the social script. We may have gotten verbal or physical backlash if we had stepped out of the box and defended the girl. We were supposed to just mind our own business and let whatever that was just play out because our society still, on some level, believes that women are inferior to men or just not as important. That's how this social inequality thrives. They teach us from a young age that the powerful people are men and the subservient people are women. That's how they keep us from challenging the social script, although recently that's been changing. Looking back, I think my friend and I were on the right track with giving the girl a subtle way out. But since we knew like what the guy was like, and we saw how aggressive he was, it probably would have just been smarter to let a bartender know so that they could tell a bouncer just in case he ended up getting violent. If the man had recognized my friend and me and gotten angry, we would have only made the situation worse for the girl and ourselves, and our efforts would have then been ineffective, and there wouldn't have been a point in us going up and saying anything. But in the end, man versus man is smarter than girl versus man. I wish I could go back and personally interfere so that I could just like let that girl know that it wasn't like her fault. She wasn't like alone. It wasn't just this man and her in this room. Like there were other people who were looking out for her. But it just wouldn't have been a smart move because, like I said, it just would have it would have been ineffective if me and my friend, if we had gone up and said anything and it had escalated. That just wouldn't have been a good thing. But I just wish that I had been able to let the girl know that people were looking out for her, whether she knew it or not.